Alrighty, hey, what's going on, everybody? EnteR ChazmaN here, back with something very odd. Um, Typically, on some of these streaming nights that I've been doing, we play a video game of some sort. And don't get me wrong, we're still going to be playing games coming up here in the future. But, so we're going to still be playing Psychonauts 2. We're still going to be playing some Call of Duty. But, I know kind of one thing that I kind of wanted to do that me and my buddy Phoenix, who'll be joining us here in just a little bit. One thing we wanted to do is I'm gonna be possibly selling him some Pokemon cards. So I kind of thought it might be fun for us to kind of perhaps let me know if you guys like this idea. If you if you hate it, I would love to know down in the chat. But one thing I thought that might be kind of fun is for us to, I don't know, look into some cards. Kind of, I don't know, look into the value of them, look at how much they might be worth. You guys can help me with telling me if you think I should sell any of them to my buddy Phoenix. If you want to know, we'll get into the reasoning behind some of why I'm looking to sell some of these, but we'll wait till he gets on. So, yeah, kind of, I guess until he hops on, I kind of have nothing to do or talk about at the moment. I know, super interesting. But he'll be joining us in just a little bit. He's got some family stuff to deal with. But yeah, I know this is totally different than what we normally do. I normally stream at about 5:15 p.m. It's like 8 p.m. now, so I don't know. I thought this would be kind of interesting thing to tackle. All right, so great, thank you. I think I hear some ruffling in the background. Maybe I should have muted him. All right.
I've arrived.
Yay! There you are. What up?
Yeah.
Well, let me turn that on. There we go. So yeah, I was just updating some peoples on what's kind of going on right now. Oof. You're very
What's going on?
very pale there.
I'm very pale. Yeah, my light's like all weird right now. Oh well. I'm pretty ghostly anyway, so.
Yeah.
We'll adjust maybe.
Alright, so I kind of was updating chat on what's kind of happening right now in terms of, I don't know, us kind of looking at some cards, possibly looking into the value of some of these things. I just think it's kind of interesting in general to kind of see. Hey, Skylar Twilight's in chat. What's up, Skylar? Skylar says yo yo yo. So I don't know, where do you want to start? Gosh, it's so interesting.
It's up to you, man.
Just start grabbing some cards. I don't. How do we want to look at the value of these things? Is there a particular site that we typically would like to do?
There's a few different ways. I am by no means a Pokemon expert, or at least when I should say TCG expert. There's I can't speak today. TCG Player. I know that's one of the authorities people go to, but technically price charting, which I know we use for our games, also has card prices on there. It seemed to be relatively accurate. I think the only difference, I think TCG takes better account for like condition and stuff like that. It gives you like a low cost versus like a general market value. So either of them are fine. If you're more familiar with price charting, you can go with that.
Okay, could do that. Hey, Veronica Rose just joined. What's up, Veronica? Thank you so much for joining again. Skylar Twilight says, what new setup we got here? Well, as I mentioned before, I'll recap since you guys are kind of getting in. As I said, we typically do video games on Tuesday nights, but I kind of Phoenix over here is looking to possibly purchase some Pokemon cards from me, and I thought it might be kind of a fun, interesting little stream for us to, I guess, kind of look at some of my cards and I don't know, just kind of see, I don't know, see the worth of some of these things and see if you guys think I'm getting hosed here. I think that's kind of funny. See if Phoenix is taking advantage of poor little ChazmaN.
Oh, you know I am. That's my job in life. Yeah. To binge over as far as possible.
It's actually kind of funny because this whole thing stems from who was it? Was it Phantom? Was it Fathom? Oh, I think it was Phantom Fox, a viewer who I haven't seen Phantom in a little bit. They had a accident which Skylar and Veronica know about, but yeah, they've been kind of hard for them to join some of the streams. But in one of my Kingdom Hearts 2 streams, that was the one where they were telling me that I had like, oh, you have $1,000 Pokemon card, and I ended up like looking into it further, and Phoenix was like, nah, it's not that one, and I'm just like, why don't I sell it? I don't know. I could be needing a job here eventually too, so that's kind of that plays another significant part into it.
If you've already kind of talked to your chat about it, but like you're not like super big into collecting the cards, right? I mean, I know you grew up with them a little bit, but like you're not trying to build like a master set or going for any type of a particular collection or anything like that, right?
No, not at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Pokemon cards for the art and I guess kind of just the nostalgic purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't play a ton of the TCG, and I don't have a ton of attachment to them. The ones I have more of a personal attachment to, I played far more Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid,
Mm.
and as you know, Dragon Ball is like my favorite show. So naturally, like the art of those cards jump out at me. Pokemon, I was more of a game kid. More of a gamer than the actual TCG. What about you?
So I mean, I was like when Pokemon first came out in mid late '90s. I was like the 10-year-old kid. The entire thing was kind of targeted at. So
Mm-hmm.
I was caught up in the anime and the games. A little less so the cards, at least at first. I think I was around for like the first kind of round of cards that released, and then my mom got really anti Pokemon when I was a kid and started pulling me
Yeah.
back from everything. So I was in that particular group of kids, unfortunately, but. I don't know. Recently, I just kind of got nostalgic for it. I think I stumbled upon some, YouTubers who would rip packs and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I started looking back at all the nostalgic cards. I remembered that I had a few binders that I picked up at a yard sale or a flea market or something. I don't even know. And started going through them, see what I had, and just kind of got this itch to try to get that original base set. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm going through mostly getting vintage stuff. I have a few new things, but. I don't know, that first original, was it the base set and then jungle and fossil sets? They're kind of like, I don't know, very nostalgic for me, at least kind of looking back on things. So,
Yeah. And then there is also one additional story that might be pushing you to kind of want these cards off of me. Did you want to explain that to Veronica Rose and Skylar?
sure. I think you mentioned it a few weeks ago when you first talked about it. Well, I mean, I'll give the rundown. It was, man, like
That had to have been like 3-4 years ago.
COVID.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So both of us are big on, or we were bigger on it, like thrifting and flea market. Like that's where we got most of our game collections, and we look out for everything. But I came across one flea market. No, I'm sorry, a thrift store. I think it was like I don't know, dogs and cats. Or,
it was dogs and cats. It's closed now.
Something like that. I think they actually moved, but regardless, I went in there. I saw a few binders. I saw there were Pokemon, and I gave a quick look. This was once again 4 or 5 years ago before I was even like slightly interested in really trying to collect anything. I mean, I knew there was value in some of the older stuff, but flipping through it, for some reason, all I saw were modern things. I must have somehow missed every other page in that binder you picked up because apparently it was full of a bunch of vintage cards. But regardless, I didn't see them at the time. I knew you, I think, were a little more interested with them, so I shot you a text, said, hey, they got these binders over here for like $40 each, had some Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested, come snag them. And then you went, I think you said you got them for like a further discount.
I think they
than
were
that, like
20. It was 20 a pop, and I got like 3 binders or something like that.
Yeah, I should have haggled with them. I don't know, it just wasn't on my radar. But then as soon as you got them home, you flipped it open, saw that you had base set Charizard and a whole bunch of other things. And I've been kicking myself for the past 5 years or so.
Yeah. No, I was pretty stoked. I don't know why I decided to look at it after you. I think it's just because you had mentioned Pokemon cards, and I was just like, whatever. I mean, I want some cards. I didn't know what was in there, but so real quick, it looks like, hey, Robot Slayer himself's in chat. What's going on, Robot? Thank you for joining. Skylar Twilight says Phoenix robs Chaz in 4K, LOL. So I don't think so. I'm gonna be getting the good end of the what? I don't know, stick, spoon. What's the saying?
I don't know. Neither one of those sound good. I mean, I will say, like, we're both cheapskates. I think that's how we, develop the collections we have. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I know you've got some value in these cards, and I want to be completely transparent about like market prices and whatnot. I think that's part of what we wanted to do here. I mean, I'll certainly give you my offer down the line as far as what I'm willing to kind of pay you for it, but I want you to know what the value is. So if you want to go a different route, no pressure by any means. I'm certainly not trying to screw you over too bad here. But
oh, I don't mind. I think I told you earlier that like, if it probably wasn't for my job situation, I probably wouldn't sell them. But this is an easy way for me to get some money. I know you're interested in it, and I just don't have the same interest in the cards as I did the video games. Video games, like I was saying earlier, video games are something that I look on my shelf and it's like, oh, maybe someday I'll throw that in and use it. Whereas like a card, it's it's cool, but I don't know. I just don't have the same attachment to the cards. I don't know.
See, I've been like flipping on that because I mean, we both were in I think a pretty similar spot. We'd collect the games, we play them pretty frequently. For me though, I've just been so busy the past really couple of years, but especially the past 6 months or so. Like every time I wanted to sit down and play a game, I'm like, goodness, I can't dedicate 10, 20, 30 hours to one of the games I'd want to play off my shelf. So
Pokemon Arceus has ruined everything.
yeah, maybe.
It makes you not want to play any of the games.
No, well that was a solid one. Looking forward to the next Legends, but I guess point being is like I'd come into my game room / office and I'd spend like 10 minutes just looking at everything. That was about the most enjoyment I'd get out of it. And I think that's kind of what now appeals about the cards. Like the cards are kind of meant to be looked at unless you're playing the actual TCG. So flipping through the binder and kind of like looking at the art and kind of getting those nostalgic vibes kind of means more to me, or is a little more enjoyable at the moment. I'm not wanting to get out of game collecting by any means, but a little shift for the time being until, I don't know, I retire, can actually play a game again. I don't know.
Yeah. I should ask chat real quick. I threw this together pretty last second, so if you guys could, just let me know how audio levels are sounding. I think it's looking like Phoenix should be pretty close to me, but it's always impossible to tell. You guys have the best view of things, so if you could, just let us know who needs to be turned up or down. So I don't know, shoot, where to begin here? I mean, I guess I'll start with what I pulled out here. I guess I'll just explain this right here. I guess it says right there. This is kind of cool though. When I used to work at a movie theater, and I don't know. This was like a special pack they were giving out to every person who bought a ticket like day one for Detective Pikachu when it came out. And I was just like,
Are you gonna rip it on stream?
Ooh,
see if you got any big hits?
Should I?
I don't think those packs are super expensive right now, so I mean it's not like you'd be wasting a lot. But who knows? I mean, people do collect sealed packs, and like they'll sell them, 5-10 years from now for triple, quadruple the price. So that's up to you. Like,
I'll open it.
I don't think there's a lot of major
Value.
hits in there. I know there is a Charizard. It's really weird looking. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the Detective Pikachu cards because they're all like realistic. The realistic Charizard is an awkward looking one, but maybe you'll pull it. That'll be interesting.
I'll do it for the content, for the gram, I guess.
Here we go.
Skylar Twilight says all audio is good. Veronica Rose, everything looking good over here. Okay, awesome. So yeah, just for giggles, I guess we'll kick this off with me opening. Well, when did Detective Pikachu? So this has got to be like a 6-year-old card pack, maybe 5. I don't even know when that movie came out. I guess maybe it'll say it on here.
The price says on the back somewhere.
Yeah.
I think you gave me one of those packs too. Trying to see if I have it.
Is that really? Oh, it says 2019.
So, man,
2019,
that's 5 years.
Robot Slayer himself said, I know for a fact my brother would freak out about the Detective Pikachu pack. He would freak out about opening it or freak out about having a sealed one. Because maybe I shouldn't open it.
Sure enough, here's mine that you got me.
Oh, okay. I want to see what Robot Slayer himself says before I rip it. Robot will be like, I'll give you 10 grand for that right now.
Sell it. Do what you ask.
Veronica Rose said he collects Pokemon cards. Oh, you're talking about Robot Slayer's brother. All right. Give you 5 more seconds, chat, and then we're opening this.
If I can look up what the going rate of one of those packs
yeah,
is.
Look it up before I just go start ripping cards.
Yeah, I don't think it's much, but man, you never know nowadays. Let's see. I'll just check good old eBay. Like I don't know if price charting does like
I've got charting
sealed
here.
pack prices.
It might be hard for me to look stuff up though while I'm trying to watch chat. What? Oh, I don't even have
Detective
it on screen.
Pikachu.
Oh well.
Card pack. Let's see what we get.
What if
it's
like
going for $7?
Oh, that's nothing. So. Robot Slayer himself said, "Yep, I think he'd freak out about you having it and tearing into it." Well, now I need to do that then if he's gonna hate me for it. I feel like. Okay. For $7, I think it's worth opening on stream. Who cares? All right, here we go. I wish I had that music. What was that like? What was How to Be a Millionaire when you're on the final question?
Oh,
it was like dun 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 dun. Veronica Rose says I like them, but mainly use them for bookmarks. Okay. Oh gosh, how do you even tear this open? Right, here we go. Right down the middle. You guys can see me struggle on stream to open up a pack of cards. Yeah.
All we see is a blank square.
There we go.
You got a frame.
I see a holo.
Oh.
I
Hope you get a Mr. Mime. Or a lick of tongue.
Alright, here we go. First one is Detective Pikachu. That's actually kind of cool. It's actually Pikachu from the movie. How do I get this thing in the middle? I still haven't figured that out. Alright, so we got Detective Pikachu. What's next? We got a holo Jigglypuff from the movie. Ooh. Fancy. I know it's hard to see with this camera. Maybe I'll invest in a better camera at some point. But yeah, kind of cool. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's it. They only give you 2 cards.
Yeah, there's like nothing in there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, hope that was worth $7.
I guarantee you that everyone probably got those same 2 cards. Maybe like one of them slightly different.
No, there's a handful of cards in there. But there's only 2 cards per pack, so you're not getting a whole lot.
Yeah. Oh well, what can you do? See, wasn't that fun, guys? That's our first event there.
Hey, Jazz, request if you can, in Discord, can you change the screen that I have access to that I'm seeing? Because I'm not seeing like the cards and everything.
Oh, the one that I have on OBS right now?
Not in OBS, the one going through Discord that's being shared. All I see is the price starting page.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, that's easy. Can do.
You're so sweet. That must be why your chat sticks around. Got the sweetest guy on the internet.
Oops.
Have you given the people in your chat a nickname yet? The Chazites? The Chazzy Coons?
Nope.
They have to unionize.
Uh-oh. How do I change? Why is...
It's not a big deal if you can.
I haven't used Discord in forever. How do I use Discord?
You press some buttons.
I feel like Discord has like totally changed its layout since I last used it. Huh.
Don't worry about it, man. I'm good. I can see it on my phone. It's just a little delayed, but it's cool.
But there's a... Focus...
Should be whatever screen you're sharing. It should let you select.
Oh, I got it. So you want to see...
Probably just give me the OBS screen that you're streaming out.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Ooh, Chaz Lads. I like that one.
Chaz Lads?
I got your chat coming up with nicknames for you for the group. That's good. Yep.
Chaz...
Oh no, except my face is the big box now. No. Oh, there we go.
Where's my cursor? My cursor disappeared. There it goes. Sheesh. Oh, now something... Your face is gone now. What's going on?
No, not my face. Hey.
Oh, there it goes. Sheesh. Alright, we're good.
We're
Veronica
professional over here.
Veronica Rose said, nah, the arsonist.
The arsonist.
That is a running joke on the channel, because we played like 2 or 3 games in a row where like lighting things on fire was like a main gameplay element, and all of a sudden it just became arson as a joke. Because we played the new Zelda game, and the only way to get through half of the area is to light things on fire.
Well, that's concerning.
Pretty funny. Let's see. Scott was said, not bad for the first 2 cards. I like my nickname, said Veronica. Which one did you say? Chaz Lads?
I like Chaz Lads.
I don't know if I like Chaz Lards. Chazmaniacs?
Chaz Lards. Did you say Chaz Lards?
Chaz Lards? Not cool.
I wouldn't go with that one.
Not cool. I like Chazmaniacs. Huh?
Oh, kind of like Animaniacs.
ChazmaN, Animaniacs. Down in chat, let us know if you remember the Animaniacs. I don't know. All right, let's get these.
Pull out.
Do you remember the Animaniacs?
No. If they can vote on your name.
Oh, maybe
their
eventually.
Name, I suppose. All right, so we're moving on to the big stuff you got.
Yeah. Hey, Reese Tiki just joined. What's up, Reese? Reese says, "Hey, y'all." The Animaniacs. Da-da-da-da. So, do you want to go straight for the big one, or choose another
Give
one?
that to the end if you want.
Yeah.
You want to kind of go through any of the vintage stuff in the pack, or if you want to open up and kind of scan through.
Oh yeah, how about we do Or we do those old school ones.
Yeah, pick one. Oh, like the tops.
Yeah, we'll start with the
Yeah,
first
those
one.
are cool.
Here, I'll choose. I choose you. So if you guys haven't seen these, I actually don't know anything about the tops. Do you know more about the top cards?
Not a lot. I know they can be valuable. A lot of times they'll have like scenes from the anime kind of on there. It's kind of like the chase or pull card. But a lot of them are just like that. They'll have an individual Pokemon. They can have different foils on them. Like I think they have like a what's it called, the Chrome version. Then there's like Rainbow Chrome, and they all kind of vary in price based upon what finish they got. But they're neat. They have some value to them.
Yeah. So basically, these are some of the top cards that I got. This is some of the cards that came with that entire like bundle I got all at once. I think these are like year one probably cards. Do you think? Or are these right
They
after?
probably say on the back. So I'm sure somewhere they say like 1998, 1999.
Yeah, they say 98.
I've got one tops, but mine's older. It's like 2004. It's a
Yeah,
hollow Squirtle.
Yeah, but pretty much in there I've got like maybe 20 of these cards, maybe less. Oh, 20 is probably a lot. I see yours.
Yeah, that's not focusing well.
Did you look? I guess we look up the value of these real quick. I haven't actually. Now, how would you even look these up? Tops?
So tops, I just say tops and then whatever the Pokemon is. Sometimes we'll pull up like a series, but I know in price charting
TOPPS
would say
Pikachu.
sometimes putting the year can be helpful. Trying to look it up too. Oh, yeah, I found it. Assuming that you said 1999 or 2000.
Oh, I see it. I think it's 99.
Yeah, so that one's like what, $3 about?
Really? Oh, darn it.
Yeah, it's so sad. Yeah, mine's showing 267 ungraded, but that's kind of the catch, and we can probably dig into this later. Are you gonna grade it or not?
Probably not.
Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. It says if you got a PSA 10, it's a $82 card. If you went through PSA as the grading authority, if you do Beckett, it's maybe $220. So I don't know. Grading's a crapshoot, though. You never know exactly what it's going to be, and off by one mark can make the difference between like a couple $100.
Good thing is about the tops that I have, these are like freaking mint. These are like darn near perfect. That's interesting. Like the corners are perfectly sharp. So Veronica Rose said, oh, also with Resident Evil 7, with the bug lady, that's where we utilize more fire to kill our enemies. Let's see. Oh, also in Wind Waker, that's right. Wind Waker was another one where... Actually, Wind Waker might have been when the arson joke started. Lighting things on fire. Veronica Rose said, I only watched the movie. I think Animaniacs. Yeah, we got some Animaniacs love in chat. Okay. So, I guess we're learning that Robot Slayer himself said good, surprised for a Pokemon stream. So I guess we're kind of learning tops. Not really the whole shebang, I guess, huh?
There is a, what's it? Big Dog Comics. Have you ever been over there?
No.
In Fort Pierce? Or... Yeah. So there's a comic shop over there.
Whole location away, darn it.
Hey, it's a large enough city. They'll have to track you down. But if you go in there, for one, it's like it's like a warehouse. Like, these people don't organize anything. It's kind of like you're in like a thrift shop, tearing through things. But they had a sealed pack of Pokemon Tops cards there. They only you want like $30 for the pack.
That's not bad.
Which is high. Well, it isn't. It isn't. Like, I don't think any of the cards in there are super valuable, barring a handful of them. So I don't know. Sealed packs are not my specialty at all, so I couldn't tell you if that was a really good deal or not. It's not, unfeasible to get if you really want it, but yeah.
Veronica Rose said, oh, everyone's just asking how each other's doing. Great, easy day at work. Just finished laundry. Nice. Man, you reminded me I gotta do my laundry. You can just sit in the dryer. Don't need to put it away.
While you're looking for those, I want to show you some of the kind of weirder cards that I have. I don't know how well they'll show up on my thing. But I got these cards that they're not tops. They are, I don't know what they are, but they're see-through. I don't know if you can...
Oh, that's neat. I don't have those.
So they're like the same era, and they'll have like the art printed on them, but then the actual like majority of the background's transparent. Like, hopefully, man, that shine. Well, I took the sleeve off of them.
That's neat. I don't have a single one of those.
Yeah, so I've got a handful of those. What's more interesting is all the stuff on them is written in a different language.
What the heck?
Like this isn't War Turtle, it's Carabafe. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody out there. So I don't know where these came from, but I've got 15 of these guys or something sitting here, so they're pretty neat.
Carabafe.
Want to hear him say that in the Pokemon anime. Carabafe.
Sure you could. I'm sure there's some region version of it. Alright, so I don't know, shoot, what do we want to move? I guess I'll just start pulling some cards, huh?
Yeah, grab one of the holos you got. Maybe we can kind of talk through, you know, kind of the different versions from base set, kind of what you're looking for, if you're trying to go for quality, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Let's go with an... Oh, I see an old school one there.
Ooh, Skylar's a War Turtle fan. I really liked War Turtle. Honestly, and a lot of the starter evolutions in Gen 1, I liked the middle evolutions the best. I don't know, War Turtle, Charmeleon, Ivysaur.
I guess we can start off with one of the old school ones. Let's see, I've got almost... No, I think that's the same version. Alright, here, let's go with Nidoking. I like Nidoking. See, I've got 2. Nidoking.
Yeah.
Alright.
2 if I had.
Maybe I'll pull a couple cards. Sorry, this is a... I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting with this kind of stream. I was just like, let's just look at cards. I don't know. I think this is fun.
Yeah, we didn't really plan this, but...
So I'll pull out... I got a Clefairy. Let's get Clefairy too. Yeah, let's look at those two. Alright, so...
Once you tell me what you remember, I gave you like the crash course in Pokemon cards earlier today, so... What do you remember about the vintage ones as far as like how to tell additions or rarity or any of that stuff?
Well, first off, I think you have to look at... I think it'll say... Oh gosh, I don't even remember. I know they're shadowless and non-shadowless. I remember that's one thing to look for. I also know... Was it the number at the bottom left or bottom right? The 11-102?
No, that tells you what number it is in that set.
Explain again, because I'm terrible.
Okay. So, if we're talking about vintage cards, and really that's where most of my knowledge is, the newer stuff I'm a little hazier on, but if we're talking about the earlier sets, the first thing you need to do is figure out which particular release of the set you're working with. So, both of these are base set, means kind of the original release of, you know, Pokemon cards that came out in the mid to late 90s. But depending on when it released in those first couple of years, depends if it's going to be first edition, shadowless, unlimited, etc., etc. So, first thing, probably what usually indicates the most valuable card, right in the bottom left of the square that has Pokemon in it, like right next to like his description, there would be a first edition symbol. I think I have one here.
Which I don't think either of these have. I don't think either of these have like a...
This one does, if I can get the light to not be awful, which I don't know if I can. Sorry, everything's too bright on my end.
It's all good.
I don't think anybody can see that. Yeah. Well, let me just do a short... No, I'm going to focus. Hang tight. I can do this. I can try.
We need to upgrade our equipment over here on the EnteR.
Well, my camera is just... It's set to autofocus. Oh, and you got the green screen stuff on. That's why it's so difficult.
Oh, I could turn that off.
Nah, don't worry about it. Basically, there's a little icon, now that I've made myself extra blurry, little icon right underneath bottom left of the rectangle with the Pokemon. It will say first edition. So if you have that, that is literally the first release. So it's typically going to, you know, garner a larger price tag. Along with that, typically it will be first edition and then say shadowless next to it. Now this only applies to like the base set of cards, but that means that little shadow around the box that you see there. I think I showed you this earlier, right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so that kind of shadow that goes around the box on the Pokemon, in the first releases of it, there was no shadow on it. So that's what's known as a shadowless card. So you can have a first edition shadowless, then you can have just a shadowless. So that was released after the first edition, but before it got to kind of the mass release version of it. And then you have the mass release, which is called Base Set Unlimited, which is what the majority were released as. So that's what you have there. Those are both Base Set Unlimited cards. No first edition stamp. They've got the shadows. The other version of Base Set you can come across is called Base Set 2. Basically opposite of where the first edition would be in the bottom right of that square. it would have a 2. It's like a 2 logo with a Pokeball in the center. That's base set 2, and they're also a little more common. A lot of times they actually looked nicer. The holograms or the holofoils, they'd add like little swirl patterns in to make them a little more distinguishable. So they look nicer as far as the cards and the quality of them, but they're a little less sought after in general. So it's kind of 4 tiers you have to figure out, but both of those are base set unlimited as far as I can tell.
Fair enough. So I guess real quick, do we want to... So I doubt these are worth anything then, right? Probably...
Well, they're worth something. Now, not every vintage base set card is worth $1,000. A lot of them honestly range between $2 to $20, depending on the quality of them. And if we're looking at condition, there's a bunch of things that they can be looking for. I know we talked about centering earlier. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, it was just like when there's kind of like a misprint somehow, some sort of problem during manufacturing, like you were saying.
It's more like
slightly off. Yeah.
Yeah, so your margins, and when I say the margins, the yellow border on these cards, if it's centered well, it would be the same, height and width all the way around the yellow margin. If it was cut a little askew, a lot of times one side will be a little thinner than the other side, so that's what's known as centering.
Yeah.
Typically, unless it's really poorly centered, for most collectors, I don't think that's a huge deal. I think it makes a bigger difference if you're trying to get it graded and you want to go for from a 9 to a 10 or something like that. Those centering values definitely make a bigger difference there. But centering is one thing. General condition of the card as far as wear and tear. So you're looking for edge wear, which flip either one of those over for me. I just want to see the edges on the back.
Yeah, you can see Nidoking's got a little bit of wear on the one.
Yeah, so it's usually easier to see on the back of the card because that blue edge doesn't really hide a whole lot. And yeah, you can see on the Nidoking at the bottom that whitening. And typically that's just it was used. It was probably lightly played and, gets a little scuffed up over the years. Sometimes you'll see corners that look a little worse, like that one has a little bit of a little nick on it. But that can drop the value a little bit. Any kind of crease, like if the card's been folded, that's pretty much the kiss of death when it comes to all of these cards. That definitely drops the value a fair amount. I mean, there are exceptions to that. I've got a really bad Lapras that I got off a card shop. They sold it to me for $1 because nobody wanted it, but literally the entire card is folded in half. Let me see if I can find that really quick. But for $1, I was like, I don't care until I find a better one.
So I'm seeing that this Nidoking is worth about $14. I'm trying to find this Clefairy.
I think Clefairy is actually, I'm going to guess, I think it's like a $20-something card, depending, 15 to 20 probably.
It's just hard to tell, man. There's so many different versions. I think this is a 5 base set, so this is like a $10 card.
Is that all? Okay.
Yeah.
What is this Lapras? If I can remember the Pokemon number of Lapras, it'll make life easier for me.
You might want to fix your camera. It's just a little blurry.
Oh, it's probably because I
was trying to use that card.
Focus.
There you go. So, yeah, there you go. Perfection.
I think it's a little hard because I'm watching my camera adjust through Discord, going through your OBS stream, and it's all delayed on me. So.
No, you're good.
Oh,
it's fixed now.
Let me see if this will come through at all.
No, you're gonna blur it up.
I'm gonna come back, don't worry. Man, my light is so bad. I should come up with another option for you. No, this ain't gonna work, is it?
As long as they can see my face.
Well, either way. Yeah, that's what matters. There's a fold all the way through, right in the middle. But you can kind of see it right there. No, you kind of see in the shadow of the holofoil. I'm not going to be able to show off any of my cards. I'm sad. That's okay.
You're good. Lapras sucks anyways.
Oh.
It's only good for swimming. That's it.
I like Lapras.
I should say, I'm trying to remember I was kind of disappointed because, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. I just played through, what was it, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And I remember some of the traveling elements being kind of dumb. What was it? You could only use Lapras? You couldn't use something to swim. Oh, I can't remember what disappointed me. That sucks.
I don't remember. I thought you could teach other Pokemon to surf. I could be wrong.
Could you? I don't even remember.
Maybe it did force you to use Lapras. I think you might be right. I don't think they wanted to animate all the other ones doing the swimming. I think that's probably part of it.
Stupid Pokemon Company.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else really to watch for as far as quality. Scratches on the holos, that's definitely something, which is probably a little hard to see on the screen. You sometimes have to take it and tilt it just the right angle. It might not look scratched, but if you turn it just the right way, you can see some scuffing and whatnot. Typically, if people rub their cards together or don't sleeve them appropriately.
Okay, so let's move on to... Oh, I see something else we can open. I don't even know where I got this from. I think this might be from a game. We got Ash's Pikachu sealed. I don't know where I got that from.
Would you open it? You can see the card.
Huh?
Is there another card in there?
I think so. So it looks like this has got the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon logo on the back.
If I'd open that.
Huh?
Personally. I don't think I'd open that.
Really? I don't know. I think I must have got it from that game, right?
Yeah, I don't. Promo cards like that can sometimes go up in value. Like Sun and Moon is new enough that I don't think it has a lot of nostalgia yet. Right now, what the big one is... Oh, what is it? What's the game they're kind of like getting back around to? X and Y. X and Y is starting to get a lot of nostalgia right about now. That's what the new Legend game is going to be based on. But I think after that, you're getting into what? Sun and Moon? Is that after X and Y? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't open that yet. I'd hang tight. I don't know if there's another card in there. I'd look it up before you decide to see. Make sure it's worth it. Because keeping it in the cellophane like that is probably going to keep the value up. And it's not like you can't see the card.
Let's see. It says Ashes Pikachu SM108. Let's see what it's worth. Ungraded, $9. Whatever.
I still wouldn't open that one just yet.
Nah, it's fine.
I've seen a lot of cards that start at like nothing, 7, not 10, whatever bucks, and then you give it 2 years, that thing's $80.
Nonsense. Let's see. Reese Dickey said, no wonder my brother was so adamant about collecting Pokemon cards after high school. And there's something.
They can be an investment. I mean, there's cards that run, what, $100,000, $200,000 on average, some of the bigger ones. And then you got the crazy ones, like, was it Logan Paul buying that $1 million Charizard or whatever it was, or some nonsense?
Yeah, just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stupidity there. Those who, I think, go all in on the investing side of things, but there is also a lot of value.
I feel like basically anything that holds any sort of nostalgic value, give it enough time, it's gonna build value of some sort. That stupid was that stupid Nickelodeon clock you bought, right? Isn't that worth like something now?
My what was the name of that? I don't remember.
Have like
it was like the old school '90s Nickelodeon Scream clock.
You picked it up at like Goodwill or something, I think.
It was a pawn shop. I got it for like $10, and it's like a $90 clock or something stupid. So nostalgia is a crazy drug, man. People pay for it.
Oh yeah. Veronica Rose said, "Oh," and then Scarlet West said, "It's so cute." Ash's Pikachu apparently is quite popular, I guess. That is kind of a cute picture.
Yeah, keep that sealed for a while.
Pikachu doesn't have any bad pictures. He's very photogenic.
I've got a card. It's a Pikachu, but it's really a Ditto. So it's got Pikachu and the stupid Ditto face on it, the 2 little dots. I love that card. The derpiest little thing.
If you guys like that picture, why don't I grab my favorite Pikachu picture or card on the same picture? Where is it at? Here it is. I will show you the granddaddy, the ultimate Pikachu. And boom, ultimate Pikachu. Fat Pikachu. That is the best one.
So this card's actually, it's interesting because that is the base set artwork. But that's from the re-release series. Was it... I want to say oh man, it's 2016 and it was a release. Can't remember if that was Evolutions. Oh, I can't remember the name of that release. I think it was Evolutions, but they went through and re-released the entire base set with like some upgraded, holo foils and stuff like that. And I've seen a lot of people try to pass those off as vintage that don't know, but you can clearly tell in the bottom center, if you look, the date's there. So always check for the dates on those quote-unquote vintage cards to make sure they're not re-releases. I do like that cracked holo on the 2016 one.
Nah, just throw the big dog out there. Alright, so you were saying there's something on there to look at? Date?
Yeah, just always look at the date. I mean, it's not super hidden or anything that's not an original card, but I've seen people get fooled by them, especially the ones that don't have the extra holo and stuff on them. They look pretty close to base, but yeah, right down there, usually on the bottom, usually center, but sometimes left or right, depending on how old the card is. It says the year on it. So
yeah, 2016. Yeah. That's probably my favorite rendition of Pikachu, that's like seasons 1 or 2 of Pokemon when
Chunkachu right there.
Just a chunky boy.
So you got the fat Raichu too.
Or
Yeah, those are the
chunky
best.
girl. Did we ever figure is Pikachu boy or girl?
You can tell by the tail.
Ash
If
is
the tail
Pikachu.
is flat, it's a boy. If it looks like it's a heart, it's a girl.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Dropping knowledge on me.
I don't know why I have random Pokemon knowledge. It's like I never grew up.
I actually didn't know that. So the ones that have hearts are girls, huh?
I actually learned that from I think it was Let's Go Pikachu, because when you get a Pikachu at the beginning, it's either boy or girl. And if you look when they and my daughter just started playing, which I remember this, her Pikachu hopped up and the tail is like a little bump on the end, like the top of a heart. So that's how you can tell the difference.
Interesting. Let's see. We got hearts in chat. Scarlet Twilight says, I think I used to have that card. Reese Tiki says Chunky Chew.
I've got the original one. I'm just gonna see if I can get it. Probably won't show well, but
Yeah.
try anyway.
Reese Tiki says, yeah, the genders of Pokemon are interesting.
We're gonna try this again. So this is
Your
the
chalky
original
one? Oh, the
base.
old. Yeah, I see.
It's not gonna happen for me, is it? No.
It's all
It's just
good.
not.
We'll figure
I'm so
it out.
sad.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently it won't. But yeah, it's the exact same artwork.
I like this one too. Pikachu's just like, hi, what's up? How are you? What year is this one? 2014, so that's fairly new.
Like, I will say, I'm not super into all the modern cards, but I do like that the newer series have started doing these like full arts. I don't know if you've looked into any of those, where the entire card is basically just one piece of artwork, so it doesn't have like the boxed out area where the Pokemon's only in the little top section.
Mm-hmm.
They like do really unique art that fills the entire card, and sometimes still has a holo on the back. So they're pretty cool to look at. I think that's starting to bring in a whole new level of collectors that really want it for the art specifically.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Robot Slayer himself said, yeah, some are very obvious and some are very hard to see. Let's see, is this one? This is... Okay, so this is an old school one. This is 90s on it at least. Lieutenant Surge's
For most of
Raichu.
them, yeah, look down at the bottom. It should say, what, 96, 97, 98. Depending on the series, it might do, 99 to 2000. It'll usually say Game Freak down there.
This one has
That's a whole
lot of-
other skill, too, to
Yeah.
check to see if it's a fake card. Like, a lot of times they'll reprint these cards. Trying to identify a legit card from a real card is a whole other thing. You gotta watch for, what is it, like the font being the right size and not being blurry and all this other nonsense. Oh, chat.
No. Oh, are you still there? No, Phoenix.
Phone can't take.
Oh, we just lost. Oh, is that you back? Nope. Sorry, chat. We lost Phoenix for a minute. See if he pops back in. Robot Slayer said himself, my favorite to see is Wobbuffet. Oh, I wish I had a Wobbuffet.
I don't think I have any Wobbuffets.
Oh, you're there. Okay. You're kind of coming in and out a little bit.
Hey, you froze on my end. It was saying low
Did I really?
network connectivity.
It was right when
Yeah.
my phone said that. Weird.
No. Man,
Skylar, no, Phoenix, come back to us.
come back.
All right, let's see what else to move on to. I'm just
Well,
going
if you
through.
only have 10% of your battery, you might want to go for the big boy pretty soon.
Go for the big boy. Why don't we go for the other big boy? I don't know. I guess my phone
big
doing
boy.
the camera just like drains the battery. It's plugged in right now. I'm like, sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah, probably can't keep up. Do you have the screen on? You might want to put the brightness down on the screen.
Oh, but I think I'm doing screen.
It won't
Oh
matter.
no. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, sweet.
Just save you a
Maybe
little bit
that'll
of power.
maybe that'll help. Almost like you know about
Resummon me back. Thank you.
technomomology.
You didn't have to sell your soul to get me back. It wasn't worth it. So.
All right, so let's move on to one of the bigger ones. One of the ones that you... Oh, I forgot I should mention. If you guys don't know, Phoenix is trying to buy some of these off of me, and this is one he wants. So this is one of the cooler ones, one of the cute ones. And we've got Sabrina's Gengar. Where's the center? So I think you were saying that this is one of the more pricey ones that I have, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, it's not as pricey as you might think.
Yeah, so this one, I think the base on it, ungraded, is like $98, something like that, which is not bad for a card. And this is, I always mix it up. I think this is Gym Series 2. It's like Gym Challenge instead of Gym Heroes. I could be wrong on that. I apologize if anybody knows, but this was kind of what came out after some of the original base sets. And it's a good card. Like, I looked over most of it. The holo looks pretty good. It has a few scratches on it, but do you think you can point out the bigger issue with it?
Oh, sure. Oh yeah, if you can kind of see, I think right here towards the bottom, there's a slight little crease. You see that little discoloration? That little
So you've
dark
got
spot?
two of them. Yeah, there's one there by the dark spot, and then on the right side of the card, you've got another crease.
Was it on the back? I think it was.
The back you can probably see them a little better. I think the back had some like scuffs and discoloration. So the quality on this one's lower, and I'll tell you, this is where my knowledge drops a lot because knowing exactly how much some of these, nicks and bruises and cuts lower the quality can really vary a lot. I've seen it only knock it down a few bucks, and I've seen it cut the thing in half or below. So that's tricky. It's still a good card. It still looks overall pretty good.
Oh, I do
I
see
know if you're trying to grade that.
the other issue was some on. I don't know if you can see them, but on the actual hollow, there's like a tiny little scratch somewhere on the. Oh, you can, maybe there you can kind of see them. Yeah, but yeah. Reese Tiki says hides my 2 copies of Sabrina's Gengar. Well, I don't think Phoenix is coming for yours. He's trying to take mine.
I know where Chaz lives, so it's a lot easier.
No, you don't. I moved. So yeah, I think we were saying you said it went for what about 100 to 150, but due to
it was 100 ungraded. Graded, I mean, it just varies. Like I didn't see specifically. I'd imagine it could be several $100s easy graded with a good score. But those creases are going to knock it down. So I'm going to guess that's going to knock you down automatically to like the 7 range, maybe lower. And I, once again, am not overly knowledgeable about all the different grading scales and all that. I think you can look up online. They have charts and kind of what they look for specifically. But if you're submitting a card and you're getting like a 9 or a 10, the card is pretty much pristine. It's usually like small little things will nick it on. And then we start getting like creases and folds and a lot of edge wear. It knocks down pretty quick to like the 8, 7, 6 range. If you're getting like a 1 or a 2, though, that means the card's like straight up demolished. I've seen a few like Charizards that were 1s. They look like they were waterlogged for like months. So
that's terrible. That reminds me, I picked up a. I've got a destroyed copy of some Zelda game on GameCube that's like worth a bunch. And I have it, and it's just cracked down the middle, and I'm like, I refuse to throw it away. I don't remember. Is it Wind Waker? Might be a copy of Wind Waker GameCube.
it's a shame.
Is it Wind Waker?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not super picky about all the cards. Like, I'm not looking to, get most of my stuff graded. So if it's got a little crack or a crease or something here and there, I'm not usually too bothered by it. But I know a lot of people won't even buy anything unless it's like perfect pristine and they know they can get a 9 or a 10 if they grade it somewhere. That's too expensive for my blood, though.
All right, let's see what else we have that's worth looking into. So I know a card that, or one of your favorite Pokemon. We got a pretty nice little Ninetales here.
I do like Ninetales.
So we'll look at Ninetales, and then let's see any other old schoolies. I like this Arbok. Charbak.
So, a little more useless trivia I know about some of these. So, beyond just the general, grading and quality checks, a lot of these cards can also be known as error cards, meaning things are misprinted about certain parts of them. The Ninetales had a few releases that had errors on them. For example, there's one that you see where it says 80 next to it for its attack damage. There's a print of it where that's just not there. So that's pretty rare. There's also somewhere the blue in the flame holo isn't there either. It's like all black. So if you ever see one of those and the holo is a little darker, like it's black in the back, it's not shiny, that's another pretty rare version of it. So sometimes looking for those little oddities and whatnot can find you some pretty interesting rare misprints.
Yeah, this one looks pretty good. I mean, I do see some scuffing on the sides.
Like it's something that's real hard to avoid. Like, I mean, these cards are what, 26 years old, a lot of them. So you're going to have some edge wear on a lot of them, and usually the holo is going to have some level of scratching. As long as you don't have like major creases and tears and stuff like that, usually you're still in pretty good shape.
I'm only 5 years old in the base of these cards. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. But yeah, this one looks pretty pristine except for some of the yellow edging, which, again, when you're playing with cards, that's like the first thing that's going to wear out, you know?
Yeah. Luckily, that was one of the cards you actually had in those sleeves. A lot of the cards that, I was checking out in your binder were not sleeved. I know that's from when you got them, 6 years ago, but that's what you find too. A lot of kids just put them in a regular, binder, just the top loader kind of slots with no extra protection. They don't hold up well. They get weird curves in them, or they get edges and scratches in places that you don't want them.
Yeah, this one looks really good. This dark Arbok.
That's a cool Arbok, yeah.
Yeah, this one's like, I don't see almost anywhere. Maybe in one of the corners a little bit. CHARIZARD.
It looks pretty clean. Not sure if the back has any edge wear, but overall looks good.
I don't think Jesse would let me get rid of that card. So I guess let's look up the value real quick. So dark Arbok. Is that number 2? Yeah, number 2.
I want to say 15 when I looked it up. 15, 20, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly.
It's hard to tell. It's a set. Like what kind of? Oh, it is. That is Team Rocket set. So that's like an $8 card.
Is that it? I thought it was more than that.
Well, because I'm looking at Dark Arbok 2, Pokemon Team Rocket set, $8, ungraded. That is.
Oh, that's probably right then.
Huh. And then we had this Ninetales.
Also, I was gonna say you could also take a picture of it with your phone. It will automatically search, but then I forgot your phone's kind of busy right now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, like another good place is like we've always done, go to eBay, type in what you're looking for, and then go to the sold section, and you'll get a good
It
guesstimate.
is hard for Pokemon cards, though, man. It's true. Certainly do that, but you're sifting through graded versus ungraded. The quality is all over the place. Like, I'll see one card, and it might vary a couple of $100s for the same, edition. And it's tricky. You really gotta know what you're looking for, which I don't 100%.
I'll recommend to you guys, do not go to price charting and type in Ninetales. That's just my recommendation. I'm seeing pornography, like anime. Lots of
it. Is it graded?
Yeah, it says the girl with 9 tails, whatever that is. And there's a lot of it. Interesting. I didn't even see the actual card.
You got a whole new niche you can start collecting with now, Chaz. So.
Oh, it's because I put a space, so maybe 9 and then no space tails. I put 9 space tails and it some. Oh no, it still stayed the same. Okay, great.
All right, just move on. It's not that important.
I want to know how much it's worth. I don't see anything about Ninetales on here.
Hold on, I did write that one down. Give me just a moment. I don't need you getting flagged, but on a list.
Veronica Rose says, "Oh Lord."
Where is it?
You guys know you're gonna go look right now. Don't judge me.
I'm an innocent little Chad. What are you talking about?
Skylar Twilight said, "Not the furry." Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I didn't look up that Ninetales because I already had the Ninetales. Never mind. I lied. I'm a big liar.
Oh, I still spelled it wrong. It's Tails as in story. I put Tails as in like tail, like 9 tails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now what is it, cooking with gas?
It's $11, Chaz. I just looked it up if you don't want to get in any more trouble.
Alright, so make sure you guys spell Ninetales the correct way if you're going to go looking at that.
I think they're all going to actively spell it the wrong way on purpose now.
They're going to say, oops.
You just spawned a bunch of heathens.
Oops, I accidentally spelled it the wrong way.
Oh no, sorry, Mom. Don't look at my chat history.
Mom, leave me alone. I'm busy. Alright, where are we going?
How's your battery? Do you have time? Or is that thing about to bail on you?
It's fine. It's actually, staying good.
Okay.
Skylar Twilight. Oh, Reese Tiki said I just did. Nice. Oh, no. Alright, so where are we going? So I've actually got a Japanese card, if you guys want to see that one.
Is it the trainer card?
It's the... What is it? Is it... I don't even remember. Is it Meganium?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's kind of cool. It looks really cool with, like, the Japanese font on it and everything. So we'll look... Is it Meganium?
I like the Japanese cards.
It's not
better.
Meganium. Meganium's the evolved form of this one. This is,
I can't remember that.
Because it's Chikorita, then it's...
That's the middle one, right?
The middle one.
Oh, wait, is that right?
Is it like
That's not
Bell
the
or
final
something? Bellum?
You could be right. I started falling off real hard in that generation. Was that Gen 2?
That's Gen 3. No, that's Gen 2. You're right.
I think it is Gen 2. Like, I fell off in Gen 2 when I was younger, and I didn't get back into it for a little while. So I was like big in Gen 1. That was like my time.
Looks like
So anything past that, a little hazy.
Robot Slayer himself went and did the forbidden price charting look.
Oh no.
So another one, I guess we'll... What is it? It's Meganium, Chikorita. Oh,
Not
man.
Bellum, that's a different one.
I don't know.
I'll look it up real quick.
So I guess another cool one is we got a little holo Kangaskhan here. Let's take a look at Kanga. Mama Kangaskhan.
Bayleaf.
Bayleaf. I knew it was Bellum.
No, the one you have though is the...
Is that Meganium?
Well, wait, no. Hold on. These
What
pictures are showing like extra iterations.
What's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference between Meganium and Bayleaf?
Yeah, no, okay, you have the final form. That's Meganium.
I have the Frieza final form.
And I figure because it was hollow, typically the final evolution, if any of them are going to have a hollow, not all, but yeah, Bayleaf has like one leaf on his head, like clipped out.
Who here knows Japanese? I don't know. I like this one. This is a really cool card.
I did not check the price on that one. That might be worth a little bit too. I just wasn't overly interested for my purposes, so I kind of left it.
Alright, so I'm not going to get some weird version of Meganium, am I?
Probably. Make sure you put a space Mega, space Ninetale. No,
Let's see.
I will say, in general, Japanese cards are often cheaper.
That's the same way with video games.
It depends. I know, like, certain sets, it was like a guaranteed holo hit in a lot of the packs. So a lot of these cards on the Japanese side just aren't as rare because there was more of them per pack that got hit. And then the American version, you had less chances of actually getting a holo when you did a pull.
I didn't
That
see
very
it.
much depends on the set.
Let's see. Everyone says, need a price check for some new eyes, said Robot Slayer. Super cool and pretty cards, said Skylar. Yeah, I like Meganium. Meganium's dope. Who was that starter set? It was Totodile, Chikorita.
What's
the flame one?
Fire?
Oh, get out of here.
Not the chicken. Blaziken was the Gen
Evolve.
3, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Gen 3.
What was it?
It was Chikorita, Totodile. I don't remember the name of it was like a ferret. It was like a fire ferret. What was it called? We're bad. We're bad at remembering Pokemon names.
Well, I told you Gen 2 is not my thing. I'll pull it up real quick. Gen 2 starters.
So this would be Japanese Meganium number 154.
Piplup. Well, no, because that would have been the water, and the water type was Totodile. Oh, it was Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil. There you go.
Oh, have you seen the whole thing with Typhlosion, the evolution of Cyndaquil? Oh man.
What are you talking about?
So you know there was I think it was a Game Freak leak. I could be wrong, but a bunch of information leaked out of Game Freak recently that had a whole bunch of like old documentation about like old histories like Pokemon, certain releases, and there's actually information for like I think employee records and stuff. So it's like it's a big deal right now. But there was an old lore associated with Typhlosion that is really...
What was it, like a Nazi
it's
or
really
something?
No, I would almost... Well, not worse. I can't say it's worse than the Nazis, but it is incredibly creepy. There's already crying happening in the chat. I don't think I can explain it and keep this chat PG-13, so I'll let you do some research on it at some point.
I will definitely do that. For some
Typhlosion is, for many, not their favorite Pokemon anymore.
Well, to be fair, in a lot of the lore, like... I know in the animes they didn't touch on it, but there were like Pokemon Wars. Is that what you were mentioning?
No.
But I'm sure it was used in war as like a
Robot Slayer's
flamethrower
got the right
or
trick.
something.
Think of Diddy. Think of Diddy, Chaz.
Whoa, that's the
Yeah, so
wrong direction I was thinking of.
yeah, associate those two things together and let your mind run wild, or don't. It's quite the thing. So
You would think they
more
would
like Drake.
reserve that for like Jinx or Lickitung or something gross.
Well, it makes sense why this lore was hidden for the past 20 odd years. But anyways,
Yeah. Let's.
Slowpoke. That's all. Oh, oh no.
Oh, they were saying so. They were guessing what Pokemon we were coming up with. Ristiki said, "Going to the depths of the internet, like a Tears of the Kingdom chasm," said Veronica. Think of Diddy. That's funny. Okay, so it looks like Japanese Meganium only goes for like less than 10. I didn't get to look at this Kangaskhan. Oh shoot, sorry.
I don't think Kangaskhan is super valuable. It's probably a $10 card at best, depending on condition.
I don't think it's worth looking them all up.
I feel like the chase in that set was the Holo Snorlax. That one's worth like 40 to 80, depending how good
really?
it is. Yeah. They've got one at the card shop local to us. Start going there pretty often.
Maybe I need to. I might be down just to buy random cards. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Really getting you back into it. Oh no, that means you're not gonna sell me your cards anymore. No.
Someone in or Robot Slayer said something about Slowpoke. I don't know. I don't want to know why you're talking about Slowpoke and Tentacruel.
He's using innuendo. Don't read too far into it.
Talking about the Pokemon lore. I'm gonna have to ban everyone talking about Pokemon lore in my chat now.
You're the one talking about Ninetales and getting everybody put on block lists. And
Alright, so here's two that I know you're interested in, or at least one of them. We got the dual fighters.
This is an interesting pair right here. Do you remember why?
Do I remember why? I don't remember why.
So it's both it's the base set art for both of them. Like the Hitmonchan is a base set unlimited card. The one on the left is the base set artwork, but it's not the unlimited set. Can you tell what's different about it?
About the left one versus the right one?
Yeah, Hitmonlee, there's something extra on that card that shows that it's not a base set.
Hitmonlee has that little symbol next to underneath, that like a black symbol on the far right.
Yep, so that shows what series it is. Like base set, to my knowledge, is one of the only ones that didn't have a logo, because, first one. And then after that, they all start putting logos in that corner to represent what set they're in. So that is, I want to say, the Legendary set, which is where they re-released again a bunch of those base cards. Still pretty early on. I think those are like early 2000s. And sometimes they like redid the holo foils, made it look pretty neat, but still not a true base set. That Hitmonchan looked real good, man. That holo looked like glossy. I didn't see any issues with it when I looked at it. I mean, there's probably some little scuffs, but it was in good shape.
That's right. It's all mine.
So the question is, are you a Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan fan?
I kind of like reversed course. I remember when I was younger, I was always a Hitmonlee fan. But the last few games I've played, I've gone with Hitmonchan. I don't know why.
Really? I like Hitmonlee because, it's a Bruce Lee reference. I was always a Bruce Lee fan when I was a kid. Enter the Dragon, all that fun stuff. Hitmonchan's Jackie Chan.
I just think now I like the boxing look more. Like I think that's why like Primate is steadily has been becoming one of my more favorites as well. Primate, man. Let's see.
Reese says they hate it here.
Don't we all? Why are we
you're
here?
just now realizing that.
Cancel YouTube channel.
Your chat's pretty split. Got a couple of Hitmonchan fans, Hitmonlee fans.
Hitmonchan.
What was the other one? Hitmontop? Was that the one who spun on his
Hitmontop
head?
was the Ruby Sapphire weird one that they added. I remember. I didn't like him or her. I didn't like it at all.
Fair enough.
Let's see. What next? Oh, I didn't look up the value of those. Did you say Hitmonchan was worth quite a bit? Let's see.
It's not worth a lot. I feel like it's a $7, $8 card.
It's kind of the same thing with like whenever we look at video game collections. You know how we're always like, most of our games are like $5 to $7. That's probably about the same with the cards, where most likely your cards worth
Majority,
like
yeah.
$10
They're gonna fall
less.
between 5, 10, maybe $20 on the kind of, you know, slightly more uncommon ones. But they can jump up to like video games a lot depending if you have the right one. They can go from being $100 to being $1,000 if they got the right markings on them and they're getting good quality.
Is it even worth looking up newer cards, like our newer ones for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Honestly, they just came out with a set. It was last year. It was the Mew 151 set. It's basically, it was kind of like a not really a throwback because it was all new art, but it was really just focusing on those OG original 151 Pokemon. That set is really hot right now. I think the chase card in there easily goes for several $100 ungraded, and then if you get it graded, of course, it's shooting up pretty high.
So this one's pretty dope. I've always liked this one. My what is it?
Oh, the Machamp.
What just something just, oh, my finger's in the way. So we got my Machamp. I really like this one. It's like a 3D one where he's like jumping out at you.
So the EX and I think like the GX cards all kind of have that where they pop out of their frame a little bit.
Another.
I generally don't like the EX as much. I feel like they're a little over the top, and a lot of times the artwork around them isn't as interesting. It's usually just the Pokemon with a colored background jumping out of the screen. So I mean, it's cool, but I've always liked either like the regular ones or the full arts are pretty nice.
Yeah, kind of a little try hard, I guess, that maybe trying to be too cool.
I think they were probably more interesting when they first came out, but they did them for so long now that I don't know. They're just not as interesting as they used to be. They're pretty common.
I feel like that's something I hated with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards used to be so simplistic. And then as time went on, like you started noticing that the cards had so much like new rules and abilities written on them. It started becoming like dude, these are like novels. Like I think it's because they were trying to keep like the rules in the game so balanced that they, after long enough, they're just like, okay, this card has to balance this, you know what I mean? After long enough, I felt like it was over jammed with stuff, written stuff.
I really want to see, I know my camera's not showing this well, but I'd like to show you some of the full arts just so you can get a feel. There's one I think you're really going to like. It's the base set Pikachu, but they expanded the artwork to fill the entire card.
I really like this Machamp. This Machamp's cool.
We're going to try again.
Oh, sorry, good.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to see if I get the right shine.
Oh, that's a really cool Pikachu. It's like a larger...
it's the base set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it fills the entire card, so it adds a little more of the, the background and stuff at the bottom. So that's what I like when I say full arts. They kind of fill the entire frame.
I totally forgot. Something chat you guys might like. I totally forgot. Didn't they announce... the Nintendo company earlier this year announced that they're getting a digital game that has the digital cards in it. You guys remember that?
So they already have a game.
Is that game already out?
So yes and no. So there's two games. There is like the Pokemon TCG Live, which has been around forever, which is basically just the card game, but they have an app for it. A lot of people don't like it, but you can collect cards through that. And they're about to release, what is it called?
I'll pull up the video and we can watch it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, there's a new one coming out. I think it's released in certain territories right now. I think it maybe just released over in the States, or it's about to. It might be just Pokemon Live or something. Maybe, no, that's the TCG.
Is it called TCG Pocket? Is that what it was?
I think it's Pokemon Pocket. Yeah, Pokemon
TCG Pocket. Okay.
Yeah. I think they've like streamlined the competition rules a little bit and tried to make it a little more collection focused as opposed to, competitive focused. It's interesting. I don't know.
Trading card game
I don't really
Pocket
want to get into another digital card game. I got into Snap for too long and spent too much money there that I'll never see again. Oh no, I'm gone. Gone forever. Oh no, I'm back. Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna try and... Oh, I think I have too much going on. That's fine. Alright, so here's that, if you guys wanted to see that.
Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket is an app.
It's kind of cool though. I remember they announced this at some Pokemon events. It might have been a was it a direct? It was like earlier this year or something.
It was, I think, a month or so ago they announced it.
Just choose a booster pack you like, open it up, and collect the cards.
So this is out or it's not out? Maybe they'll
It's
say
out
here.
in certain territories. I know it's
okay.
releasing in the States. It might be released now because it's been out, you know, other territories for at least 2 or 3 weeks. I think a little more than that. I've seen YouTubers kind of playing it and streaming it and catching up on it, but they had to, like, you know, get a VPN to stream it to the right location, all that fun stuff.
Interesting.
But
I
it
mean,
might be available now.
I mean, it basically just looks like Pokemon Go, just without the Go aspect.
Well, then it's not Pokemon Go.
Well, yeah, okay, I guess.
I think it's supposed to be a streamlined version of the card game.
Yeah, Scarlet
It has, like,
Twilight
a full art
says, love it. Yeah, I've heard about it. Not yet. It's going to release soon, said Skylar.
There are also some impactful cards.
Yeah, it still says coming soon on the App Store. October 31st, so Halloween.
2 days? Holy cow. Interesting.
Cards will also be available.
Maybe I have to get into that. I'm not playing anything on the phone right now. Although this isn't technically a game.
It is. It's a card game. You get to battle people with cards.
Oh, okay. There's battling in it? I didn't even know. I thought it was just collecting.
No. I mean, it's competitive card battling. So I think they wanted to dumb it down so it was more in line with something like Marvel Snap, so you could do quicker matches and stuff like that. So you might like it. I don't know. I mean, I was a big fan of Snap for a while, so anything kind of in that formula is not necessarily a bad thing. I just want to, you know, step back from all those digital card games. They kind of take over if you're not careful.
Yeah, I moved on to Texas Hold'em. I haven't played it in a minute, but I was playing that for like a month or two there.
Also enjoy battling. Battling can be enjoyed alone.
Battling.
Or with players from around the world. The rules are simplified.
That's one that I haven't ever really gotten into is the actual like TCG, like playing the game.
Me neither.
I know
No.
the card shop I go to, they've tried to get me in a couple of times. I'm like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe if I could convince you to hop over there with me, maybe I'd try it out.
Oh yeah.
My daughter's starting to get into collecting a little bit. Like my wife's kind of let me get her into the Pokemon realm a little bit. So maybe as she gets more into it, I can teach her, or I can learn and teach her, and then we can play together.
Do not let her hold Charizard. Never. Oh, you'll probably put Charizard up on a wall or something.
I probably won't actually. I'll probably put it in my binder. I'm trying to get a full vintage set binder, so I'll probably keep it in there. I do have a few cards that are more expensive than that Charizard.
What?
I can try to show them at the end.
That's only because it's not in pristine shape.
I don't know. The Charizard is such a wild card, man. Like, it can range anywhere from like like $100 to $200 to $10,000-$20,000 if you have just the right one as the perfect grade. So it's really hard to guess what the cap on those cards are.
Veronica Rose said the game is confusing. LOL. I just play Go Fish with my friends with them.
Agreed.
Fair enough. Over real quick. Let me see if I can find Machamp. This is a newer one, so I don't know. Maybe this one's worth something. I have no idea. It's Machamp.
So if you're looking up the EX ones, you might want to say Machamp EX, and then find the series number at the bottom. It'll say like
37.
some number out of. Yeah, because a lot of times there's multiple Machamp EXs or EX versions of a card. So unless you know the series name, it can be tricky.
So let's see. Machamp EX number 37.
I'm gonna guess $5.
Less. Great.
Really?
Yeah, it's like $4.
Yeah, those EXs, I mean, there are some that are worth a lot, but on average, they look cool. That's about it.
And then this next one, I've got Gardevoir. Gardevoir, this is
a newer one. Was it 2013, 14?
Yeah, 2015. Oh, I don't even see that one. 55.98. Gardevoir.
Oh no, I'm dropping things. Oh well.
Alright, oh well, I don't see this one. Yeah, this one's a cool one. I like this one.
That's cool. The art's cool, and honestly, I like the art on a lot of them. That's one thing I like about the card shop close to us. They have like bulk boxes of cards like this, just kind of basic ones, and you can get a card for like 10 cents out of the box. or if you want a fancy one with a holo, it's like 20 cents. So if you're just doing it for the art, or you're actually playing the game and you're looking for specific cards, it's a nice way to get stuff pretty cheap.
All right, so what else? I'm trying to save the best one for as late as possible. Let's see, anything else super cool to dig into? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm trying to think what else was in your binder that I thought was...
I mean, I also have, along with that Gengar, I've got Haunter. That's an old school one.
Mm-hmm. So that's a fossil set. What I didn't realize until I started looking into it. I misremembered when I thought about the original base set. I thought there was an original base set card for all 150 Pokemon, or 151 in the original. But that's not how they did it. The base set only had like 60 cards in it. And then they released another set called Jungle that had like another like 40 or 50 out of the 151. Then they released this, which is the fossil set that had the remainder of them. So if you want to get the first kind of releases, the first 151 Pokemon, you've got to collect all 3 sets.
Okay.
And then they started doing the ones like on the right that are the gym challengers, or gym challenge, gym heroes, whatever they are. So they'll have the gym leader and then their Pokemon, which I like those. There's some fun ones there. My most expensive card comes from that set.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've got Lieutenant Surge's Magneton. I always like this one, too.
That is a cool one.
That one's pretty dope. And then, yeah, we had Haunter. I don't know. This Haunter is pretty clean. Of course, I'm, like, talking about how clean it is, and I have it in my...
As you're, like, folding it and bending it in half, like, looking at it. They make it a little cleaner for you.
Like eating a cheeseburger while I'm dealing with it, getting ketchup all over it, grease.
I did like that one because it has a really simple holo, and it's just that wouldn't have like almost any scratch. It's just very clean, very simple.
Yeah,
that's what I like about all the vintage stuff. It was just simple art. The new ones go a little crazy for better or for worse, but the old ones were just, here's your Pokemon. It's got a shiny background. The end. And for me, I like that.
So let's see. So this Haunter is 6. Is that a first edition? No, you said it's not first edition.
It would have the tag. I didn't see any first editions in yours. I mean, I could have missed them.
Oh, Pokemon Fossils. So that's like a $5 card.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, Lieutenant Surge's Magneton.
I'll say that was 10-ish, somewhere in that range. His Raichu, I think, was somewhere between, I want to say it was like $30.
Oh, my Raichu? It was like a little more expensive?
Yeah, the Lieutenant Surge Raichu. I think that was like 20 to 30 something.
Let's see, Magneton. So that's like a $13 card. Not bad. Yeah. If it's a first edition, it's like 41.
That first edition, man, jumps it up. And then if it's graded, it starts skyrocketing. Like if you want like a full first edition set that was graded 10, man, you'll spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get the whole thing filled out. It's ridiculous. Eesh. Yeah, I don't care about none of that. I'm okay having some scuffy cards.
What's next? What's next? So we're getting into some of the like older cool cards. So we've got another one I got.
Oh, got the Jolteon? Yeah, I was about to say. I like that one.
Jolteon.
Nice little action shot.
Let's move on to... Ooh, I forgot I got... I think this might be a newer one, but it's still really cool, I think. That's my Articuno.
Yep, that's a newer release. I want to say 2016, something like that.
Yeah. That was pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
So
what I like about a lot of the older artwork, too, is a lot of it's not as... What's a good way to say this? It's not as clean, if that makes sense. Like, things were drawn a little kind of off sometimes. Like, proportions and whatnot were a little weird, or the art direction was a little iffy, which I liked. And I also really liked that most of the original art was, like, all watercolor. Like, kind of got that fade between the different colorings.
It almost, like, I hate to say it, but like you're saying, it almost felt like for some of them, they're different artists, which I really like. It's like they're like, okay, what is your style, whoever you are? Draw this Pokemon in your style. And then on the modern ones, they all have a very modern look, and I think they're a little
Well, not all of them. There are plenty of modern ones. Like they still have like there's a crapload of artists per card. Like I like there's what was it, Shinji something, and then Tamakazo. Like there's a couple of artists out there that do some really cool like abstract pieces that I like. But then you have some that are very clean like this. But it says the artist. Oh, where's it
Does
at
it
on
really?
that card? Yeah, go down just a little bit.
Oh, it says Naoki Saito.
Yeah. So a lot of times if there's a particular illustrator you like, you can get cards from just them.
Hmm.
But they've been doing that ever since the release.
This one is Kagemaro Himeno.
Yep. There was, I think, more like a uniformity in the original set. Like they were trying to make them all either look like the anime or have the same watercolor. And then I want to say when they got to like Gen 2, Gen 3, they started really like sprawl out and do a bunch of weird stuff afterwards. So more artists came in with different types of artistic takes on it, which I liked.
So yeah, another old school one. We've got my Vaporeon.
I have the non-holo version of that one.
Now, isn't it a running joke, Vaporeon, in the Pokemon community? I won't say why. I know that's like.
I don't know that one.
Chat will back me up on there. Don't ask me why I know that.
Fair enough. I don't need any more creepy pasta
You don't
Pokemon
need
lore.
you don't need
so
the context behind Vaporeon.
That's good. I'll keep my secret about Typhlosion. You can keep yours about Vaporeon.
I know someone in chat knows about it. Let's see. I like the art style they had back then, since Scarlet Twilight. I agree. Hey, Luigi's in chat. What's up, Luigi? Welcome back. Veronica Rose said, I stopped by the game stores to look at the art. Big factor on what I buy. There we go. Okay, so what next? What next? I think that's all of the major ones. I'm not going to go through my Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh right now, but I love those cards. Dude,
Those
these
did look cool. I just know nothing about them.
I'll show these. I freaking love these like wannabe like steel freaking Dragon Ball cards. These things are so cool. I'll show them. They're not steel, but they're like super
They
solid.
almost look like embossed or something.
I
Yeah.
freaking love these things. I've got like so many of those. Those are like amazing. Veronica Rose said, LOL, I wish I didn't. Oh, you wish you didn't know about Vaporeon, or did you just look it up? There you go. You're welcome.
You're tainting your chat tonight, man.
Merry Christmas.
Between Vaporeon and Ninetales and Typhlosion.
You mean they've tainted me?
They've all come in children. They're leaving pedophile.
Okay, so shoot, I guess we don't really have a heck of a... Do we want to at least go through some of the cards that you particularly were looking at? I know you had like a little pile somewhere.
I mean, you hit most of them. There is a little pile in that box. It's kind of got really kind of like the offshoot cards that were my big priority. They were mostly Team Rocket based cards. I think a few Jungle and Fossil in there. No, it was mostly Gym Heroes and Rocket cards. So you had a couple like Dark Wheezing in there, and they were smaller ones. They were like Dark Ekans and
Hard
Dark
to tell
Eevee.
where they start. Is it just... Oh, it's where the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon separate?
Yeah, I kind of put them off to the edge.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything crazy in that group. It was more just little filler cards to kind of, take care of some gaps that I had in my sets.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess just kind of the... let's see. Dennis Jimenez says Call of Duty. I will try and squeak in some more Call of Duty. I don't know if you saw Phoenix, but I got to play a little bit. We at least started the campaign on like
Oh, did you?
Sunday night. It was pretty fun. It's kind of nice to dabble back into Call of Duty. I don't know when I have time to play it again, but
Still haven't made the decision to download. What is it, like 200, 300 gigs if you do the whole
that's
thing?
if you do like PvP. I downloaded everything, PvP, story, all of that good stuff. It's kind of
No
crazy.
game should be that much. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was fun. It at least felt kind of cool to dabble back into it. Maybe what's today's Tuesday? Maybe tomorrow night we'll play some Call of Duty. I guess technically we didn't get to play Psychonauts 2 tonight, but we'll get back to that Thursday.
I'm trying to remember the last Call of Duty that I played. I want to say it was like
I can't
Warfare
even know.
2, not like the new Modern Warfare
No,
2.
I
like
agree
the
with you.
Old Modern Warfare 2 from like 20
I played
or 2008, something like that. I don't know.
I played Ghosts at your house while you were on vacation or something for like a minute, and I did not get far. It was like, it was okay.
Yeah, I think they were at that point getting to that samey feel. Like they were never bad. They're just like, okay, I played this, but I don't know, they were always quality. So I mean, it's not like they were ever bad.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So Veronica Rose said the secrets. Nah, I already knew about all that. Well, I'm happy for you. Let's see. Scarlet Twilight also says, yeah, I already knew about both thanks to the internet. Thank you, internet, for all the Vaporeon and Typhlosion stuff.
Got Vaporeon, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna resist.
So yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of elemental cards. But so you were looking at just a couple that were sitting there. So we got.
There's nothing crazy in there.
That's a couple. So we got Erica's Oddish, Sabrina's Hypno. Maybe I have to go through all these, but you got a Spearow, Koga's Pidgey. So you did get all like the trainer oriented ones.
Yeah, I tried to go through the ones I didn't have, and most of them were like some of these like $1 cards, $2 cards. You only had a few in there. I think that had foils on them.
That's interesting. So the ones you chose the most of were the non-holographic. Interesting.
Well, that's all that was really left that I didn't have in the set. Like most of that came from your separate box. There were only a few holos in there.
Interesting. All right, everybody.
I think, you had like a Dark Wheezing or something that was holo.
All right. Well, I guess it's time we move on to the last card of the set. So this is the big thing that kind of started everything. You guys saw this on that chat. Veronica Rose said same here, lol. Okay. You can tell I'm getting old now. I'm wearing these glasses, and every time I look up, I'm doing the...
You're getting old, man. See all my gray? Look at all that. Look at all that. Chat, guess how old I am. Come on, you can do it.
29. 29 times 2.
Oh, I wish. Times 2?
Well, I meant again.
Right,
what is it, that joke? I'm 29 again.
Oh.
Okay, so, last card. This is the ultimate thing that Phoenix wants from me. You guys have seen it. But it is my holographic Charizard.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So we ended up again. Phantom Fox was kind of was it gaslighting me a little bit? Maybe they didn't know they were. But yeah, so they were making it seem as though this was like a grand, like $1,000 card, and it would be because technically this is a first edition, right? But it is.
No, it is not first.
It's not first edition.
It is base set.
Base set. Oh, okay. But basically, what ruins it is kind of the shadowed. If you guys can see, it's a shadowed, and it's technically, if you see around that yellow box of Charizard, there's a little shadow. If that didn't have that, that would increase the value way more. But since it has that, it kind of ruins things a little bit.
Kind of mentioned that. It doesn't ruin it. I mean, it's still a beautiful card and still got value to it. And if everybody came to the chat late, those base sets kind of come out with like 4 different tiers. You've got first edition, which is the most expensive. Then you have shadowless. Then you have base set unlimited, which is what Chaz has. And there's base set 2, and like it kind of drops down substantially for every kind of tier you go down there. Like the first edition shadowless, if you've got pristine 10, that card, man, I even checked lately, tens of thousands of dollars. I think some of them could be well beyond that, so they could be a huge amount. For those guessing 30, you make my heart feel good. It's wrong, but
I was gonna say yeah, it looks like 30. Well, not far off.
Yeah, far enough to make me cry at night.
1 or 2, yeah.
Anyways, so you have a base set unlimited, just like I think most of your cards are all kind of in that base set unlimited, barring a couple of them. And that on its own, if you look ungraded, I know we're trying to look at prices. It ranges, man. Like I think the issue with like ungraded cards is you got people trying to guess, okay, is this going to end up being graded at a 7, 8, 9, 10? And then they're giving offers based upon that. So if there's an ungraded card that looks like it's in really good condition, it's going to be really high up there. If it looks like it's got a lot of marks, it's going to be a lot lower. So I would say I've seen these run anywhere from 150 to 350 ungraded. And there are, of course, exceptions to that, but that I think is the general range. As soon as you start grading these things, they, I said, skyrocket a bit. I personally don't think you've got a 9 or a 10 there. There are a few spots on it that definitely knock it down. Do you recall what they were?
So on the if
And
you guys
just
can
so
see,
chat's aware, when I got this card from Chaz, he had it in a binder all folded up in the corner with no sleeve on it. I was kind enough to offer him a top loader to keep that investment safe.
I think I bought one. I just never replaced it. I should have done that. But if you can see there on the top, there's a little bit of lining that's a little bit of white that's showing there. That's one little ding on there. Let me take a look. Same thing on the bottom. Again, just like basic wear and tear from usage.
And honestly, that's not too terrible. Like, at most, that might knock the card down to like an 8, maybe a 7. But if I were going to get a 9 or a 10, 9 or 10s are just about pristine. That's when they start getting real nitpicky and they're looking at like centering and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
The whitening was an issue.
So there is one major issue, I think, that I can kind of see it now. But if you can kind of see, oh yeah, right there, you see that on the A? You can kind of see a little bit of glare.
There's a scratch going all the way down to the hollow foil, kind of from the top of the card down to
yeah, it's
the
like right on the
right
A. But yeah, that probably is the biggest ding.
Yeah, which, like, personally, I don't care about a huge amount. Like, the card still just holding it, it looks really good. Like, you've got that scratch, and you know it's there, sure you know it's there, but I've seen far worse Charizard. The question then is, okay, how much would that knock it down in the grading process? Because ultimately, that's what hits your, bottom line when it comes to value.
Yeah.
I wager, and once again, I'm not an expert, and if anybody in chat wants to look it up and offer Chaz more advice, by all means, I think you're looking at a card that's between a 6 or a 7. I lean 6, but it's hard to say. That scratch, I don't know, could go either way. But I think cards that were like graded at a 7, I think those end up being anywhere from $300 to $500. If it's a 6, it's like maybe $350. And then, of course, if it ends up being low, if it's like a 5, you're looking at like $250-ish. So you still got value there no matter how you slice it. Like, I don't think that card is lower than a 5. And to be fair, I think I saw a 1 that was straight up waterlogged. Someone still bought that thing for like $100. So there's always a market for these particular Charizard cards just because of how iconic it is. But I would personally say, ungraded, you're probably sitting on a card that's about $200. Graded, maybe 3. It's really hard to say. And to put this in perspective, chat, just so you're aware of how much this hurts me, this was the binder that I passed on that was $20 with all the cards you've seen tonight in it and more. I saw it first, and I offered it to Chaz because I'm a dummy. And here I am 6 years later giving him my hard-earned allowance. So
just to be funny, here's some people. But yeah, so you were saying that the value, and you were saying what, like, depending on, could be upwards of 253, but I mean, I initially had asked for 150. You said you would probably do one. So if you guys don't know, I think we're looking at what, maybe about 130, which I'm fine with. Like, again, I would much rather sell it at a slight discount, actually know the person I'm selling it to. And again, if I ever want to look at it, I can just go to his house and be like, let me see my card.
So then you're welcome to look this up and change your mind. I don't ever want you to feel pressured having to sell anything, but I honestly feel like just selling it ungraded, you're probably shooting at like $200 if you try to go the eBay route with it, maybe a little more. If you want to try to grade it, you're gonna have to invest in the grading a little bit. I think that whole thing would probably be $20 to $30 to get it graded, ship it off, get it back. So I don't know.
Yeah, like I was saying, for me, it's more like, would I want to keep it? Sure, but again, I'm like, my status currently at my current job is kind of up in the air, and it's just like, Phoenix was just like right off the bat, he was wanting it already, so I'm like, well, I could get off like, or get about another $300, why not? Whatever. It's not like again, I'm not like incredibly attached to the cards. Now, if you wanted my games, it's a different story. We have all of them anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, all the games ever made.
Yeah. But yeah, so what were we were looking at maybe like 130 for Charizard. I think we said what, 30 for Gengar, and then I don't know how much. So, about $100 you said for the rest of the cards.
Yeah, I think we're close to like, I don't know, somewhere between 250 and 3. I don't remember exactly where we landed on, but
Yeah.
we can chat about it and come up with a final number. But
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it would be interesting. I thought this was kind of a might be a fun chat just to kind of hash things out and let people kind of see what we're getting into. Robot Slayer himself said, "I'm starting to see why my brother is so invested in this." Robot Slayer himself said, "Finally, I got shadow banned on my computer." What does that mean? I don't know.
Alright, so I want to try to show you some of the more expensive cards I have, if I can. You might just have to look them up and maybe show them on your end, but I'll see what I can do here. So my most expensive, well, is this my most expensive? Maybe not my most expensive, but I do have a Charizard of my own. Let's see if I can get this out here. So I know my camera is not going to do this justice. We're gonna try. Where near? Alright, so this is Blaine's Charizard. It's from that Gym Hero set. You might want to look it up and probably get a better image of it.
Oh, Blaine's
Charizard. This was in one of the thrift store. Yeah, Blaine's Charizard. Which I think is the main hit out of the, it's either Gym Heroes or Gym Challenge set. And I know this is not focusing well, everybody. I'm sorry.
That's a really cool one, actually.
It's a weird one to grade because, like, by default, the holo looks dirty because it's got like a smoke texture on it, but the quality on this one is...
Is it hollow or is it just not hollow?
It's hollow.
Oh, okay.
Hollow Blaine's Charizard.
Where's the hollow at? I guess it would just be any of these.
It doesn't have much in the way of damage or edge wear that I can tell. Graded, of course, first edition. I have no idea. This is not a first edition. It's not graded. I want to say this is a $230, $240 card, maybe a little less than that, depending.
Okay, nice.
What else do I have in here? Probably my most expensive, I think. And I think you would actually probably like this one the most. If I can get it out of this little case I have.
It's Lickitung.
Lickitung? Mm-hmm. With Smell-O-Vision.
It's Jinx.
No, not quite.
It's Weeping Bell. I'm thinking of all the weird Pokemon.
Trying to see if I can get the focus. This is Shining Gyarados.
Whoa, I love Gyarados.
Yeah.
Has anyone made that joke yet? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
ChazmaN made that joke first.
So this one, like, you know, the Gyarados is the shiny version, so he's all red. He's like popping out of the water, all hollow style, creeping out of Fisherman.
Is there a red Gyarados card?
Yeah, that's the shiny one.
That's
what
shiny.
this is.
Oh, okay. I can't tell. It just looks...
I know. It's not going to show up. You might want to look it up. Type Shining Gyarados.
Shining Gyarados.
Yep.
Isn't that from Johto, or the second game?
I think so. Might be the third generation it came out. I don't remember. Second or third.
Gyarados. Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. I like that.
I'm pretty sure that's my most expensive card. I got a few others, but those two are the biggies that I've got, at least on my end.
Nice.
But nowhere near as iconic as your Charizard.
That's right. Bow before ChazmaN. Ah, no. I think that's about all we got. I think this is pretty interesting. I kind of just wanted to kind of sit down and look at some of the cards. This might be interesting. Maybe in the future, maybe we could do something similar to this. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually get into collecting a little bit, whether it be Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, I mean, I'm all down for chatting about it. I'm starting to get more into the TCG side of things, so I've been researching and learning about them, so some cool stuff.
Skylar Twilight looks like Gyarados. Looks like they like that in chat. Coined by yours truly. But I remember I made the recommendation of, like, maybe down the line, like, something I thought would have been cool would be, like, I don't know how much people would care about it, but now that Game Informer's gone, get a bunch of, like, could go through and, like, pull out, like, our top 20 favorite covers or magazines or something.
So I got a whole box of Game Informers I need to give you.
I know. What did you get them? GameStop gave you, like,
so I went into GameStop. It was like, I don't know, a month ago. And if you guys aren't aware, Game Informer's done. GameStop owns Game Informer as a company. And they only had, I think they had just put out their final edition. I kind of went in there just to grab that for collection purposes. And they came in, it's like, oh, you're the only guy who's in here buying any of these things. I'm like, oh, yeah? And he's like, yeah, just take a few more if you want. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, you know what? If you want, you can take them all. And they gave me, must have been 100 issues free. They just shoved them in a box. I paid for one. They said you just got to buy one of the new ones, and I walked out of there with, as I said, well over 100 or more editions, and not just the most recent ones. Like there's editions back from like Halo Infinite and all this other crazy stuff in there. So if anybody's interested in Game Informer, yeah, I wouldn't mind chatting about them. I've still got a collection of them in the garage somewhere.
I don't even know what else. I mean, I don't think I have a ton of Nintendo Power. You probably got a few more Nintendo Powers than I do.
I have maybe like 20 or 30.
That's a lot more than I have.
Like,
I have like maybe 5.
Most of them came from, it was like a Facebook post. Some lady was like, I'm getting rid of my son's not Game Informer, like video game magazines. And I drove up and I had a whole box of Nintendo Powers. So
I feel terrible. There was one, I remember when we were yard sailing. I think I went by myself and pulled up on this dude who had like a shoebox full of like them. Maybe not full, but like at least 10 to 15 of them. And he wanted like something crazy, like $5 a pop. Which at the time, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. Now I'm like, I probably would do $5 a pop for a bunch of random Nintendo Power. But
oh man, hindsight, man. There's so many things I passed up on them. Like, if I just wouldn't have been such a cheapskate, like this binder full of Pokemon cards that I'm now paying out the butt for. Like, but it's all good. You know, you never know. And nostalgia is a crazy drug, man. It will have you spend more money than you wish you tried to. But
I'll have to slip you a fake one. I'll have to put like a fake Charizard in here or something.
Watch some videos on how to spot the fakes. So
like we'll transfer money, and then when you get home, you see like Ditto eyes on it or something. Like, oh no. All right, what are we doing here? Anything else you got?
I mean, I'd show off some more cards, but I know they're not going to show well right now. Maybe that can be a different day if we do something like this again. I'll try to get a better setup for it. We threw this together in like 30 minutes, so we weren't real prep for it. But it's cool you're able to get your phone to actually set it up and have a good focus on the cards.
Yeah, that is 100% iPhone 11 power there. So not a maybe not now I need to get a new phone if I'm going to be doing this more often. We'll see.
I'm still running an iPhone 12, so I'm not that far behind you.
Yeah. Reese Dickey in chat says, I'm going to hate myself for saying this. Chazgiat. No. Chaz has no gat. I need to get in the gym more. Maybe I'll develop a gat at some point. I'll have to hit leg day. Shoot. When was the last time we went to the gym?
I was there yesterday. Just saying.
What? No invite?
I went at like 7 a.m. You're still working.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe soon I'll have all the time in the world to go. We'll see.
So we can start live streaming our gym visits. Get a whole new crew in here. Come on.
I don't know.
What do you say, chat? You want to see me and ChazmaN work out?
You don't want to see
gains?
You don't want to see me struggling to lift weights. It's not fun.
They watch you play video games, struggle all the time. It's just going to be the same thing. Real life video game.
Nah. I feel like watching me work out most workouts probably be fun. You do not want to see me do squats. Ask Phoenix. Phoenix is like, that's a painful thing to see. What's the one thing you don't like? You don't like the hamstring.
Oh, it's squats.
Squats?
The worst thing.
Okay, I thought it was the
I got terrible. The which one?
I thought it was the hamstring one where you like kick up.
No, I don't mind that one. Squats the worst. I got terrible little chicken legs, man. Trying to squat anything is a nightmare for me.
No. Reese Tiki said, "What about Figiat?"
No.
Phoenix is he's spoken for. So I don't think Miss Phoenix would appreciate that. Or Mrs. Well, I say Mrs. Let's see. Reese Nar. I think that's our cue to get on out of here. So yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys down in the chats, let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of thing. This was totally last second. We were supposed to stream Psychonauts earlier, and I kind of just wanted to blast this out and, I don't know, see what some of the value of some of this stuff is. Anything you want to say, Phoenix, before we kind of close things out today?
No, this has been fun. I have missed these type of, like, we haven't done a podcast in forever. I know schedules have been crazy, and just, I know the format, we're talking about changing it, but I've missed kind of getting together and chatting about stuff, whether it be cards or video games or whatnot. So if you guys enjoy this at all, or you have any topics for things you'd like to hear us, spew on about for X amount of time, let us know. I'm sure we can make some arrangements to do some short form content like that and kind of, go from there.
Yeah, I had a good time here. Looks like everyone in chat is telling Reese, no, bad Reese, don't do that. All right, well, so like I said, I'm thinking tomorrow night I might play some Call of Duty. I haven't played that in a second. And then beginning Thursday night and Friday we'll get back into some Psychonauts. I think Phoenix you were acting like you might join me for some Call of Duty fun at some point, maybe.
Maybe. I was saying earlier that I can't ever find time to play games, but let me start by seeing if I can download it. If I got enough space for my hard drive, then I'll maybe hop in.
Yeah, don't forget the story.
We can't do campaign together.
Story is single player, multiplayer. That or zombies.
Zombies we could do.
No.
I might do zombies. I don't think I think I'm too old to deal with 10-year-olds yelling at me about my skills on multiplayer. So.
No. Well, it seems like everyone in chat said they had fun here. That's awesome. Cool. You guys are a good chat. I love my chat. They're always a good time.
What do you call them? The Chaz lads? Was that it? You got to give them a vote on a name.
Chaz lads?
Like the Chazzy Coons.
Chazmaniacs.
Chazette.
I like that. Nah. Let's see. So who to thank for today? So we had Scarlet Twilight and Veronica Rose. Thank you so much. It's always good having you guys. We had Robot Slayer himself. Thank you so much, Robot. Robot was actually in early. Normally, Robot jumps in at the last 20 minutes of the streams. Thank you. Let's see. Who else? We had Reese Tiki. Thank you so much, Reese. And who else? I think that was just about everybody. Oh, we had Luigi. Thank you so much, Luigi. Luigi's also a returning viewer. It's awesome to have you. Ristiki said, I let my intrusive thoughts win. Don't do that. Don't let you're stronger than that. Never let the intrusive thoughts win. Alright, well, I think that's about it. So, I don't know. Have a good night, Phoenix.
You as well, Chaz. Thanks for hanging. It was fun hanging with you, chat.
Yeah, we'll have to do a video of the transfer of Charizard power here. I might want to do a YouTube short. We'll make it super dramatic.
Okay.
Alright, everybody. Well, I will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Me and Phoenix are out. So, bye, everybody.